Well, up next is Action TV.
One of the best methods of curbing corruption is to keep a close eye on perpetrators and those who are accused of engaging in corrupt activities and catching them in the act. As this duty cannot be limited to a definitive time period during the day, most public institutions set up special investigations units or flying squads which are dedicated to carrying out raids. Such a flying squad, which is on the lookout 24 hours a day, was present in the Colombo Municipal Council as well. This unit functioned under the direct supervision of the Municipal Commissioner so as to avoid political or external interferences and act independently. In a letter to the Municipal Commissioner on Wednesday, the Mayor of the Colombo Municipal Council, who was elected 4 months ago, informed her that the flying squad has been temporarily suspended. The Commissioner had been informed through the letter that the squad is being temporarily suspended in order to strengthen the Internal Audit Department. The Commissioner had been told to hand over all cases of the flying squad which are pending investigations to the Internal Audit Department. A letter written to the Chief of the Internal Audit Department by the Municipal Commissioner goes to show the helplessness that she is currently facing following the decision of the Mayor. In her letter, she has requested the Internal Audit Department to forward their plans if they have any idea of continuing the flying squad as it was before, under her supervision. Most of the cases which had been successfully looked into by the flying squad in the recent past were ones which were overlooked by the Internal Audit Department. One of the cases verified by the flying squad in the recent past was one which involved 3 engineers attached to the Municipal Council. These 3 engineers had removed parts of a bulldozer belonging to the council and had gone on to acquire over 2.4 million rupees for a false repair. The Mayor arrived at such a decision even before 1 week had lapsed after holding a special workshop on good governance for members of the Municipal Council and its senior officers at a cost of over 3 million rupees at a luxury hotel in Dabullar. If the Mayor realized that internal auditors who work for an 8-hour work roster are more capable of curbing fraud and corruption than the flying squad, which operates 24 hours a day, following the conclusion of the said workshop, then this too is a facade. According to a court order which was issued when attempts were made to dismantle the flying squad almost a year ago, can anyone interfere in this manner into the activities of the CMC's flying squad? Western Province Local Government Commissioner, this is over to you.
Still in local news, UNP parliamentarian Dayasiri Jayasekara has called on the people to create a new movement which paves the way for a just society.
We remained silent for a long period of time, but the need has arisen to end this era in which we were suppressed by the iron fist of the government. If this country continues to adhere to such policies, remember that the gun might rule you in the future. This is a time where the strength of the people is above all else. We should rise up against the dictatorial ways of this government, corruption and deceit. We should put a full stop to this fraudulent system which deceives the general public. The time has come for us to join together and create a movement which will pave the way for a fair and just society.
යුගයක් අපිට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා කියන එක මම මේ අවස්ථාවේ ආදරෙන් ගෞරවයෙන් තමුන්නාසට මතක් කරන්න කැමතියි.
4 persons who are alleged to have intimidated a businessman and made off with his money have been arrested. A senior police officer in charge of the Negombo area said that the opposition leader of the Negombo Municipal Council was among the suspects who were taken into custody.
When the businessman had arrived near the Katunayake airport from Colombo in order to travel overseas, a group of suspects had raided the place he was staying at and had apprehended the businessman, stating that they were police officers. A senior police officer in charge of the Negombo area said that one of the suspects was wearing clothes similar to the uniform of a police officer. The police noted that the suspects had robbed the businessman of 3,500 euros and 20,000 Sri Lankan rupees. The police have also taken into custody the vehicle and a pair of handcuffs used by the suspects. The suspects who were produced before the Negombo Magistrates Court have been remanded until the 24th of this month. The Negombo Crimes Division is carrying out investigations to arrest 2 other suspects connected to the incident.
Providing donations to places of religious worship as part of the Sasunata Aruna program was held today under the patronage of Deputy Leader of the United National Party, Sajith Premadasa.
50,000 rupees were presented to the Katukaliya Avanawur Jumma Mosque in Anuradhapura under the Masjiduku Pudu Oli program, which is part of the Sasunata Aruna program. Incidentally, this is the 21st mosque to receive a donation under the Sasunata Aruna program.
Providing strength to the people does not mean spreading lies and fraud in order to waste the country's resources and to rob the people. If the millions of rupees that was spent on the Dayata Hene was utilized to the pension of farmers, wouldn't hundreds of thousands of farmers in our country have a stable pension scheme? Dayata Kirula has become a huge blow to the nation.
Dayata Kirula, Dayata Hene bawata pattela. Maga neguma, maga leguma bawata pattela.
The people are watching this massive national crime that is taking place with disgust.
Me siduena maha jatik aparade.
A program to distribute spectacles free of charge to people of the Colombo North area took place in the Bon Vista grounds in Mutwal today. This was held under the patronage of United National Party parliamentarian Ravi Karunanayake.
This community welfare program was held to mark the birthday of parliamentarian Ravi Karunanayake, which falls today. An eye inspection clinic was also held free of charge along with a cricket tournament. I am pleased to say that I have gained immense happiness by developing the talents of the youngsters through the game of cricket and also by distributing spectacles. We want to work silently. I will remain silent by wishing that the poor people who live in the Colombo North electorate would be able to lead a good life tomorrow than the life they lead today.
A special train service commenced in view of the Adams Peak pilgrimage period today. According to the Railway Superintendent R.L.R. Ratnayake, this special train service will be in operation during weekends and public holidays. The Railway Control Room stated that the special train service commenced from the Fort Railway Station at 9:15 a.m. today. The train reached the Hatton Railway Station at around 2 this afternoon. The train is scheduled to leave Hatton at 10 p.m. today and will reach Colombo at 3:10 a.m. tomorrow. The Railway Control Room added that the special train service will operate until the 6th of May. The United National Party convened a media briefing today. National organizer of the UNP, Daya Gamage, expressed these views at the occasion.
What did they do after the budget? The price of sugar was suddenly increased by 10 rupees. Taxes on garlic were increased by 40 rupees and the taxes on lentils were increased by 18 rupees. These are essential goods consumed by the people. The government can find millions of revenue through this. Then it was fuel prices. No government has increased fuel prices in this manner. Especially the kerosene price was not increased.
Daya Gamage also commented on the sugarcane cultivation in the country.
The government may stop growing sugarcane in land allocated for sugarcane cultivations and may also think of closing the Sevanagala sugar factory. We will buy a sugar factory in India and we will expand the business. We are hoping to do this. Sugarcane will be cultivated in India and sugar will be manufactured, which will be given to the people of Sri Lanka. Once we come into power as a UNP government, we will reopen the factories closed by the government, cultivate sugarcane in Sri Lanka and make this country self-sufficient in sugar within 7 to 8 years.
Minister of Fisheries and Aquatic Resource Development, Dr. Rajitha Senaratne, participated at a function held in the Pothupitiya area in Kalutara.
A program to distribute books amongst children from low-income families in the Kalutara district took place in the Pothupitiya area in Kalutara.
It is good to hold positions because the powers in a position can be utilized to do more work for the people and to provide more assistance. That is the importance of a position. Positions are not used to display medals like the Arachis during the time of the whites, nor is it used as a means to go around with 10 to 15 vehicles with lights flashing with police officers saluting. Those politicians are of no use. They try to fill their incapabilities with vehicles, lights, salutes and uniforms, but we don't need any of that.
ඒ නිසා ඒක පුරව ගන්න වාහනෙන් ලයිට් එකෙන් සැලුට් එකෙන් යුනිෆෝම් එකෙන් පුරව ගන්නවා. අපිට ඒකක්වත් ඕනේ.
The Colombo Fraud Investigations Division has arrested the chief suspect in connection with a racket where Sri Lankans have been left stranded in Togo, Africa, after being promised with employment opportunities in Canada. Police media spokesperson SP Ajith Rohana stated that the suspect, a resident of Vaunia, was arrested in Colombo yesterday.
Meanwhile, 33 Sri Lankans who had been stranded in Togo returned to the island yesterday. Chief of Mission of the International Organization for Migration, Richard Denzinger, confirmed that the stranded persons arrived in the island last afternoon. Investigations have revealed that these individuals were smuggled through India, Ethiopia and Togo. 209 Sri Lankans who were promised employment in Canada had been left stranded in Togo.
Well, protests calling on the current government to immediately call for elections are still continuing in the Maldivian capital, Male. However, the government of President Dr. Wahid seems unfazed by these moves as he appointed 3 more ministers to his national unity government today.
Maldivian President Dr. Mohamed Wahid appointed Dunya Mamoon as the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs today. Meanwhile, Sheikh Mohammed Shahim Ali Said took oath as the Minister of Islamic Affairs. Dr. Mohamed Muiz was appointed the Minister of Housing and Environment. Meanwhile, Maldivian President Dr. Mohamed Wahid met with leaders of political parties yesterday to engage in discussions on the future plans presented by the unity government. According to a media release issued by the President's office, an invitation had been extended to the former President Nasheed's MDP party. However, they had not attended the discussion.
Yeah, the current situation in the Maldives is very calm. Things are back to normal. Nothing unusual is happening, but there are political discussions going on. Yesterday, President Dr. Wahid met political parties. Invitation was extended to the NDP as well, but they couldn't come up. President Wahid is continuing with the discussion. Continuation of the release is unhelpful. But on the positive side, the release has been peaceful. That doesn't put the government under any pressure, but government is looking forward way out.
We are now quite happy that there is international consensus that there should be an election, and that there is an assumption that this is a coup. And at the moment, I hear the Commonwealth are investigating this. We will, of course, be continuing our rallies till we get an election date. Our party will go to the table to set an election date. Of course, we will. You see, there is a distinction between our party talking to a rebel leader whom we do not recognize as a government, and a difference in coming for a working group to get an election date done. I mean, obviously we'll be there.